Yeah, the first day on a Grand Canyon trip is always exciting.
You like literally get to this edge and then you're just like looking down, you're like, we're gonna go down that? Like, what?
Yeah, a lot of people, it's their first time experiencing the Grand Canyon. So it was kind of a whoa feeling for some people.
We're SROM, Solid Rock Outdoor Ministries. We've spent the last 30 years training people to be leaders in the wilderness. This time, we're taking a group of SROM veterans on their own course into Red Rock Canyon and the remote Grand Canyon to go deeper and live 15 days in the wilderness.
Get up, we'll fight the darkness right beside you day in, day out. Forget the days behind us now. You are here to stay out.
I'm ready for the adventure.
Here are our stories in the canyon.
We successfully made it to our camp.
So nice job.
Gorge day, just another day in the wilderness, enjoying dinner.
Our goal right now is to eat rice and beans. None of us really have that much care or energy right now, so
I think it was just me and Jake at this point. Mike had gone home. But yeah, we made this pasta and we just put a ton of cheese in it.
understand it's not good.
What's going on with your cheese?
Oh, the death cooler.
The cooler.
Oh, remember you have freshies in the cooler.
And cheese.
So for the rock section of our course, we had a big cooler to keep freshies fresh because of the length of our course with the hot sun, you know. But that lasted maybe 3 hours into the trip.
This pepper's looking a little funky.
We're making do.
It ended up turning into the opposite of what we envisioned. Instead of keeping things fresh, the cooler, after a few days, just turned into this perfect breeding ground for scum and filth and sin and debauchery.
Everything. Idolatry, really.
Yeah, third level of hell stuff. Everyone's cheese that was living in this cooler got a little spooky.
I don't know. It's not normal.
And this is like a cooler.
Because it was saturated in this
juice.
There's like 3 inches of this just blackish, orangish, it's like Halloween colored.
And it smells like it smells like death.
It's in that like dirty foot taste.
Yet, if we don't eat it, we will carry it for the next 8 days, which is also unfortunate.
No, we are gonna cook mac and cheese, mainly pepper jack, little cheddar.
I like that.
Is the way to do it.
I've never not finished a dinner on a SROM course until that night. So
Bad experience.
that smell from cleaning the cooler was just so fresh and imprinted in my brain. And when I pulled out the pepper jack cheese to make mac and cheese, with that cooler funk, I picture myself just picking up the cooler, like drinking it.
No amount of sriracha.
Yeah, I used like half our sriracha.
So the meal was going to be amazing, but not too good.
We thought we were hungry enough, and we definitely weren't.
We can't leave it, so that means we have to take it with us through the whole trip. So I triple bagged it. See how that goes. It's a wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a very pleasant meal for us.
I'll never forget scraping that pot.
Ooh. Yeah.
Mm.
A little shower afterwards.
We're in the tail end of what's called monsoon season, where basically for the first part of the summer, all this heat is evaporating moisture off the Pacific Ocean. Evaporation rises up and then comes over the southwest and just dumps, usually around for like a half hour every afternoon.
The group came together, we threw a tarp up really fast. And
It's blue sky out, and this is going to pass really quick. Yeah, when it does, then we'll head out on that flat spot.
Our first night in the Grand Canyon, we had a storm roll in early morning.
Praise the Lord that we brought tent flies down. We were like debating whether to do that or not, and because normally in Grand Canyon trips people don't bring them.
Some people in our group were like, let's just set up in case. I was actually sleeping outside when the rain began.
At about 1:30, everyone was sleeping out under the sky, so there's a bit of a scramble to get into our tents.
All of the women on the trip, I think 5 of us, crammed into this 4-person fly. Not even a tent, it's just a fly. So it's like not actually coming down all the way. So we were getting wind blown in, like rain was getting blown in. It really just felt like you were huddled together under like a rain jacket. Your face and everything's still getting wet, but majority is staying dry. Our tent almost blew over. Luckily, Jake came and saved the day. He just, out of nowhere, started staking our tent down better. That was awesome. I actually ended up sleeping on top of Jess and Bubs in like an L form to just stay dry. That was great.
It rained throughout the night into the morning when everyone woke up around 6:30 or so. Ate breakfast in the rain, and it was still raining, which is pretty unusual for this area at this time of year, and the storm was coming from the east, which was giving us a bit of pause.
And by the time breakfast was over, it was very evident that the rain wasn't going anywhere.
There's some hurricane and tropical storm action going on in the country right now, so we're thinking that this might be kickback from that. So our concern was that this was going to linger.
Our main concern was the fact that we had such a big drop that day, so we're just going to go deeper into the Grand Canyon.
With those real sustained rains like that, which would put us at potential of getting off our itinerary.
Aaron and I were at LOGs, so we met up with Keith and Bubs. As a group, as a team, came to the conclusion that we should kind of wait it out more. Bubs and Keith decided they should go call SROM and get some intel on the storm, how long it was going to last, and what our best options were.
So we took our sat phone and went up to the higher ground to try to get through the clouds. So we're on the Esplanade, and it's flooding. There's like rivers being formed, and it's now rains and a straight fog everywhere. Not really much visibility.
We're like, what are we gonna do?
It's totally flooding. It's getting worse right now too.
So the Grand Canyon is in a flash flood warning zone right now. So, I mean, we can go look at it, but it's just so much water.